All right, you guys, welcome. Welcome, you guys. Hopefully, you're having a good Friday. I posted this last week, or excuse me, this week earlier. And once again, the live video didn't work, but I'll go over it today. It's going to be on economics. Um, and there is a video that I will post that goes along with this. So the video is going to cover these questions right here. So, and the first one, just what do you think economics means? That's just a general question. And there's a video that you're going to answer these three questions, and you just put them into that box right there. Okay. So we're going to look at today three different types of economic systems. There's a market economy, a traditional economy, and planned or command economy. And the first one we're going to look at is traditional. Okay. So it says the traditional economic system is, here's a shocker, shaped by tradition. The work that people do, goods and services they provide, how they use and exchange resources, all tend to follow long established patterns. It says these economic systems are not very dynamic, don't change very much. Standards of living are static, which means they're same. Individuals don't enjoy much financial or occupational mobility, but economic behaviors, relationships are predictable. You know what you're supposed to do, who you trade with, and what to expect from others. In many traditional economies, community interests take precedence over the individual. Individuals may be expected to combine their efforts and share equally in the proceeds of their labor. In other traditional economies, some sort of private property is respected, but it's restrained by a strong set of obligations that individuals owe the community. So today, traditional economic systems, you would find like in kind of rural Australia, it says Australian Aborigines and some isolated tribes in the Amazon. So kind of what that means, like if you're living in, the rainforest in the Amazon, you're not really worried about getting a new car. You're not going out to a factory and working. You're not going to a grocery store to buy groceries. Everything's traditional. And you're always working for the good of the community. So obviously, everyone pitches in and builds structures. Someone might be tasked with like fishing or, growing vegetables. It's not like you're going to get rich. That's what it means by static. Basically, it's almost like the old Native American tribes in America. That was kind of a traditional. Where everyone had a role. People weren't getting rich. You weren't building these big elaborate houses. You're not driving cars. Everyone's working for the good of really kind of the community there. And that's what traditional is. And those are kind of rare today. Like I said, you might have them in some rural parts of Australia and some places in the Amazon. Okay. The next one we have is a command economy system or planned economy. This is the government controls the economy. It decides how to use and distribute resources. The government regulates prices and wages. It may even determine what sorts of work individuals do. Socialism is a type of command economy. Historically, the government has assumed varying degrees of control of the economy in socialist countries. And some major industries have been subject to government management. Others, the government has exercised far more excessive control of the economy. The classic failed command economy was the Communist Soviet Union. The collapse of the Communist bloc in the late 1980s led to the demise of many command economies around the world. Cuba continues to hold on to its planned economy even today. So basically, in a command economy, the government controls the economy. The state decides how to use and distribute resources. The government regulates prices and wages. So really, it's the government is kind of setting up the economy. It basically tells you where you can work, how much you're going to work for. They control all the transportation, things like that. There's very little private property in this command economy. And the last one is market economies. And that's really what we have. It's economic decisions are made by the individuals. And it says the unfettered interaction of individuals and companies in the marketplace determine how resources are allocated and goods are distributed. Individuals choose how to invest their personal resources, what training pursue, what jobs take, what goods and services produce. And individuals decide what to consume. Within a pure market economy, the government is entirely absent from economic affairs. So in the late 1900s, the United States had a pure market economy. That's when the government doesn't really have any control at all. And the last one is a mixed economic system, and that combines elements of the market and command economy. Many decisions are made by the individuals, but the government also plays a role in allocation and distribution of resources. The United States, today, like most advanced nations, is a mixed economy. The eternal question for mixed economy is just the right mix between public and private sectors the economy should be. So the government does have a little bit of say in our economy today. I mean, they kind of set, there's a national minimum wage. They don't let people price gouge. So the government they do give out Social Security. They give out unemployment benefits. SNAP benefits are kind of a form of kind of mixed economy. The government does have a little role in that. So if we went back up this chart, okay, traditional economy definition, that would be defined by tradition. Examples of countries, this would be like we talked about, maybe not countries, but regions like in the Amazon, Australia. It'd be rural places where, they're part of tribes or things like that. How does the economy decide what to produce, how to produce, and from whom? It's basically based on their need. Okay, obviously, if you're living in the Amazon, there's probably not a need to be producing, computers, cars, things like that. You're basically producing weapons probably to hunt, to fish, maybe cut down trees, more tools than weapons. Basically the needs when you're living in the Amazon are vastly different than we're living in Rochester today. And this last one's kind of up to you. What would an economically successful person's economy look like? For example, would they have a lot of money? Would she or use no money at all? So in the traditional economy, yeah, no one really has any money because there's not really a need for money. You're basically living off the land and the river, the ocean. It's not like you're going to your job, getting a paycheck, bringing it home and buying things. Everything is provided for you there. Okay. So the next one we'll do market economy. If we go back up and look at market economy, so that would be economic decision made by individuals. So today in a market economy, you decide what job you want, what groceries to buy, what car to drive, what house to live in. Are you going to rent? Are you going to buy? So it's basically all based on the individual. That says what training to pursue, what jobs to take, what goods to produce. So in the market economy, definition is it's basically just based on the individual. If you look here, economic decisions are made by the individual. So that's what you'd fill in there. Market is based on the individuals. Examples of countries, that would be most all countries are market, or most, like the United States, England, Canada, Mexico, or all be kind of examples of market economy. How does the economy decide what to produce, how to produce, from whom? That's all based on the individual. Okay. Obviously, in our country, a lot of us like cars, so we decide we're going to make a lot of cars. People like houses, so we build houses. A lot of us like sneakers, so Nike and Adidas, produce lots of footwear, things like that. It's all based on the individual needs. And this one, you have to ask, what would an economic successful person in this economy look like? And that's really up to you. I mean, some people might think it's the people with the most money. Some people might think people that own their own business because you're not working for anyone. That's really up to you what you think in what the United States, what economically successful person would look like. And the last one is planned or command, and that's the one where it's all run by the government. The government controls the economy. The state or the government decides how to use and distribute resources. The government regulates prices and wages. So if we go back up to that, the plan, definition, the government controls basically everything. Examples of countries with this economy, it would be Cuba and the former Soviet Union. How does the economy decide what to produce and how to produce? The government does all that for you. And what would an economically successful person in this economy look like? Well, I think you'll say everyone looks the same because there isn't like a lot of private property. a lot of people, it's hard to get rich because the government controls how much you can make. So basically, in that type of economy, everyone's pretty much the same. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. I will go ahead and post this, and then I will post the video too that you can watch. So have a wonderful weekend, you guys, and I will see you next week.